Welcome to the Living the Dream podcast with Curveball. If you believe, you can achieve. Welcome to the Living the Dream with Curveball podcast, a show where I interview guests that teach, motivate, and inspire. Today, I am joined by special guest, Soulful Femme. They are a duo from Pittsburgh, consisting of Stevie Wellens and Cheryl Renovato. Stevie is the vocalist and Cheryl is the guitarist. They just released their debut album on June 4th titled, It Is Well With My Soul. So, we're going to be talking to them about how they got started and any other projects that they're working on. And they also have an extensive musical history, so they are well versed. So thank you for joining me, Soulful Femme.
Thank you for having us, Curtis.
Thank you.
Why don't you guys just start one at a time telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, Cheryl and I, like you said, hail from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I've been here singing as long as I can remember. I've been performing in the area and outside the area, in various recordings with other musicians. I did a lot of background vocals with a lot of people and a couple solo albums on my own. But we've been pretty busy. That's a little something. Then we got our Soulful Femmes. Cheryl and I decided to get a duo together after working together with a band. We have Soulful Femme, and we're just so pleased and so happy to be able to work together on this project and future projects. Cheryl?
Well, I do as well have an extensive background, but I've been performing in this area and other areas. I'm not originally from Pittsburgh, but I've done a lot of studio work and a lot of live performance. And about 6 or 7 years ago, Stevie and I individually got asked to do a blues event for women and a benefit. And that's where we met and kind of really was our introduction to blues. And we decided, like I said, we did have a band, and we still can augment from 2-piece to as many pieces as required, but we started the duo about 4 years ago, and we have been going strong ever since.
Well, what made you guys decide to get into music? And I know, Stevie, you sing, and Cheryl, you play the guitar. So what got you guys into singing and playing the guitar individually?
For myself, I was singing as a kid. I remember being in my crib and I'm singing a beer commercial. I can visualize it. I remember. And my parents, my mother was a vocalist and pianist, and I had a brother who actually sang as well. I've always wanted to sing. I've always wanted to perform. However, I did begin in school in the orchestra, playing the violin. And I was in the choir in school, but just being by myself, singing in the mirror and all that, I knew I wanted to sing, especially after I had my girl group at 14, a little girl group, being on stage, a bigger stage for the first time, showing off, I guess you'd say, made me realize this is something I wanted to do.
I think my story's a little simpler, but basically, hearing the Beatles for the first time, and then I was later introduced to a lot of different types of music, horn bands, southern rock, and I kind of fell in love with the guitar, and it wasn't real popular back then for women to play, but I was encouraged, so I fell in love with the instrument, and that's how I began.
So you guys say you've been together as a duo for 4 years, but you're just now releasing your debut album. What do you feel that took you so long? Were you just trying to get everything fine tuned, or you just finally now decided, okay, it's time to get serious and release the debut album?
Okay, Cheryl, you feel this one.
I think for us, we like we said, we started off with a 5 piece, but I think and Stevie and I wanted to interpret not only the type of music that we wanted to do, but how we did that type of music. And so, we come from diverse backgrounds, and we wanted to, expand on what we played and how we played it. And I think we just decided that in order to do that, we needed to branch out and do something that most people don't do, and play as a duo what we were playing as a 5 piece. So we didn't change the style of music or what we played. We played exactly what we would play with a 5 piece, but only as a duo.
Yes, and also a lot of times people wonder if when you say duo, and she plays guitar, they figure she just plays an acoustic, and Cheryl does not play an acoustic guitar. We're all electric when we perform our duo. I like this. We like the way the sound. I think the feel that we get from the being able to, I guess, move along on the guitar way she plays and the way I sing it is just we come together a lot on stage in our music. She and I are just on the same page. It's amazing.
So you
Yeah,
guys,
and I think too, we did do a CD. We released a CD with the 5 piece SWB, which Stevie Welland's band. We did release after we won. We went down to represent Western Pennsylvania in the IBCs in Memphis. But Stevie and I always wanted to record and hand select the musicians based on the song. Each song is different. Each song is unique. So we have a lot of musicians on this CD.
Yes, we do.
so you guys talk about how you wanted to select the type of music that you play. You guys are a blues, jazz, and funk band. What made you guys settle on that type of music to play?
For myself, that's how I grew up. I mean, I grew up on R&B, jazz, funk. I grew up on all that. Sly and the Family Stone, Jimi Hendrix. I grew up with rock and not just that. I mean, all kinds of music. I listen to everything, and I do mean everything. A lot of people kind of wonder why I listen to the music that I listened to, but I take all that Stevie Wonder, all that music that these musicians and the vocalists, I take it all and I put all of that into what I'm singing. Everything that you hear is from what I hear from everybody else. My influences throughout the years, and I try to get as much of that into it. This is a CD for everybody. I think everybody might take a little something from it. I think that's basically why we put all this music in there like that. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of the CD, kind of tell us about the CD. Tell us how it came together, what it's about, what people can expect when they listen to it.
Hey, Cheryl.
That's a loaded question. The idea for the CD came about like around 3 years ago. We wanted to title it "It Is Well With My Soul," and
we were in Georgia.
Just kind of grew from. We were
Weren't
in Georgia, and
you were in Georgia at the time.
Yeah, and
we thought of that.
We saw that title, "It Is Well With My Soul," and it just kind of resonated with us. And we researched the hymn and who wrote it, why it was written. And so what we wanted to do was bookend just what we did. We bookend the CD with an intro and outro of the hymn. And then everything in between, all the music written in between was just maybe written, I started writing it like 6 years ago, and it just evolved over time. And COVID kind of came in between everything, as it did for everybody else. When we started on one studio, ended in another studio, but that's kind of how it came about. And it's a work of love that took 3 years to complete.
Yeah, it did. It did. It was worth it. The fact that we had these other musicians on it, and the studio that we finally wound up putting everything together in, made it a little bit easier, even though, like I said, we kept going through COVID. We wore our masks, we did what we were supposed to, but the space in the studio, made it sparse, only a few people in the studio at a time, but we managed to do it. And the thing is, the people who actually helped us do it, that are on the CD during that time too, I give them a lot of credit for taking time out of their lives during the pandemic to help us on our project. I really appreciate them for that.
Speaking of other musicians, talk about some of the great musicians that you've had the opportunity to work with, and what that was like.
Hey, Cheryl, first.
Well, for me, writing some of this material, I play guitar in all the tracks, but I'm not the greatest slide player, and I've never really delved into it. And so we were down in Memphis when we were walking down Beale Street when I wrote Dead Man's Blues, and I envisioned, I heard a swampy slide, just a swampy slide, and first person I thought of was Bernard Allison. And we called him up, and he was so gracious and so excited to do it.
We did a show with him on it. Remember? Wasn't he on this? He did a show, and we met him during a show, and I think we asked him then and there. Yeah, if he would do it.
And he said, "Oh my God, yes, please send it to me." So then on another tune that I wrote, 40 Under, very powerful ballad, and I just couldn't find the musicians that I felt could do it justice. And when we finally got the track done, I called Joanna Connor, great blues guitarist out of Chicago. And I just asked her, would you do this? She said, oh, yes, send it to me. And she had it done within, 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So those, and other people that are on it, amazing musicians. The producer, Rick Wachowski, he's won Grammys for his work and brought it all together. And we've got some incredible musicians on that CD.
I think throughout the years I've had a chance of all the bands I worked with, opening for people like we opened for Cameo, and I did a show with Howard Hewitt from Shalimar, if you remember back. It was a while back. Some of my friends, we were on, did a show, we opened for him. A lot of people, I go back, because I'm going back pretty far. That's the Cameo. This is back, 19 something. There was another group called Brick, I think. Or was it the Daz Band? I can't remember. It was way back in the 70s. See, I don't want to, I'm trying not to date myself, Curtis. But we did a lot of, even Cheryl too. We've had the opportunity to meet a lot of musicians. Now, I've done some things here with in studio, a lot of studio work with oh my gosh, Tommy Brown. He passed away. He was down from Georgia, a great blues vocalist. Who else? Oh my gosh, I can't even think of their names. I've just done a lot of background vocals for a lot of people, and I usually forget. They call me in the studio to do it, and I think I did one with I think Otis Rush at one time. The backgrounds on one of his. It was a while back. And who else? It was just a lot of people.
But we've also,
I can't remember.
Yeah, Curtis, we've opened and opened and played with probably most of blues royalty that you can think of. We've had the opportunity to either open or to perform with. And
For
we've been blessed that way.
Shamika Copeland, we opened for her.
Yes.
Yeah. Tommy Castro. Oh my gosh.
Zito,
Mike Zito, Bernard Allison. Who else?
Joanna Shaw Taylor, Anna Popovich.
Right. Anna Popovich. Yes. Yes. Samantha Fish.
So all the blues royalties. As a matter of fact, I'll be playing with Joanna this Saturday. We're doing the Pittsburgh Blues and Roots Festival. And I'll be performing with Joanna. She's the headliner. So we have been
and
very
Soulful
blessed.
Femme will be performing too that day too, Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Soulful Femme will be performing on that day as well at the festival. Yeah, so it'll be great.
Well, I know you guys just released your debut album about a month or so ago, but do you have any upcoming projects that people need to know about?
Cheryl?
Yeah, we were asked actually while we were working on this CD to record out in California.
That's true.
And so the first goal was to finish this CD, and it's kind of taken off more than we thought that it would.
Yeah.
Way better than we thought that it would. We have signed with management since its release.
Mm-hmm.
She is planning a Florida tour for the duo. Then we're going to go out to California and record. We have to write the material for that. And sometime either late summer, early fall, we'll be out in California recording the next project.
Look forward to that.
Well, I told you, Stevie, when we were in the green room that I was going to put you on the spot and get you to do a little something from your most popular song. So now's the time.
Now's the time, huh?
Yeah, let's hear what you sound like.
Hey, actually, and be nice if Cheryl and I were together, we could do our, what do you call it? She could play her guitar, but that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to do something a cappella. Okay, let me think. Something off the CD. What do you suggest, Cheryl?
I honestly would suggest the intro.
As well as My Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the hymn, but I could do a little bit of something on that, I guess. Okay. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul, it is well with my soul, it is well with my soul. That's it.
Oh yeah,
that's the intro.
You got that Southern Baptist Church type voice.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does all day long.
That's weird.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So you guys want to give out some contact information, your social media, your website, soulfulfilm.com. Tell people about that so they can, and where they can check out your music and your album.
Certainly. You can, like you said, you can go on to soulfulfemme.com to get a hard copy. I just send us a message and send out a hard copy of the CD to you. And the CD can be found on all digital formats, such as, CD Baby. I can't even remember the rest of them, Cheryl.
Oh, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon
yes, Spotify,
Music,
Amazon.
All the digital formats.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do that. You can see us on Facebook. So go to Soulful Femme on Facebook. We're also on Instagram as well. Right. So come in and give us a shout out. Anybody, just give us a shout out. Come like our page. There's videos on our website, dates as far as our performances. And we look forward to seeing everybody, meeting and greeting, and hope everyone enjoys our music, our CD. Really hope they do.
Well, I just got a couple of questions for you with my country accent. I know soulful femme, that might be confusing people. So go ahead and spell that for people, and
Okay.
also tell us how you came up with that name.
Okay. I'll spell it for you. Soulful, SOULFUL. Femme is spelled FEMME. That's the French word for woman. So we call soulful woman. And we were looking for something that embodies our personality, I guess, as women. And she and I, the way I sing, the way she plays, is we feel it's soulful. And as a woman, this is for all the women, I guess, this soulful woman who does it all, I guess you'd say, not just with music, but in life. And I think that's how we came up with that name. Am I right, Cheryl? Or am I right?
No, you're correct. And I think it really does reflect our personalities and our style. I think everything that, no matter what genre we're playing, and we do hit on a lot of genres, not just blues, but we just, to me, the interpretation, the feedback that we get from our fans and from the audiences is that we are very soulful. That's a word that we constantly hear. So I think we picked the right name to reflect who we are and what our music is.
Yeah, we play from our hearts, and I think when we hear the music, we try to, I guess, convey the feeling of the music to everyone else, that vibe, I guess you'd say, and that's what we do, and people enjoy that, and they feel that, and they get something out of it. That's why we play from our soul, we play from our hearts.
Well, I definitely wish you guys best of luck and look forward to hearing all the stuff that you guys come up with. You got any final thoughts before we close it out?
Just for peace and love, and everybody has good health, and we just want to thank everybody for enjoying what we're doing, liking what we do. It's humbling, very humbling, and we're grateful.
Yes, very grateful.
Yes,
and thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it, Curtis. We appreciate it.
The pleasure was all mine. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go to the website, soulfulfilm.com. Check out the music. Check out everything that they're up to. Be sure to like, rate, review, and share after listening to this episode. Android users, go to the Google Play Store and download the Living the Dream with Curveball podcast app. Soulful Film. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Curtis.
Thank you.
For more information on the Living the Dream podcast, visit www.djcurveball.com. Until next time, stay focused on living the dream.